Alright, shalom. First and foremost, we want to say Kal
Kalalayam La Alahayanawa Yahawa Bashem Yahushai Bashem Akakodash.
Double honors to the apostles, to the elders, like the GMS, salutation to all the Akiams throughout the four corners of the earth as are preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity that calling on the name of Yahweh Yahushai. Shalom to you, alright? The easy brothers from GMS Trinidad coming to you again with another lesson. Well, this lesson is about the chariots, right? The chariots are the most high.
Khan.
Yeah.
Well, they brother Khan.
Yeah, brother Managan.
Brother Cora.
Khan. Alright, so as you can see, the scripture there on the screen, right? Oh, the scripture speaks for itself. Alright, so I'll go to it. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and look, and behold a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Alright? Anybody can break it down?
Yeah, so you see, you look and just like how we just look up and we just see these chariots. You know, they was Zechariah see, you know, he look up and when he see a flying roll, you know, and he get the description of it, you know, and the measurement, you know. You see, and thereof is 20 cubits, the length of it. Right, and when you check up cubits, you know, in feet, is 20 cubits is 30 feet. Right, and 10 cubits is 15 feet. Right, so the length was 30 feet and the width was 15 feet. Right, and it's just a small chariot and that big.
Yeah.
You know? For real. That bigger than, you know, you saw F-16 and F-jets.
Yeah, the F-16 and the F-35 and the Hornet, the Super Hornet and the Mirage and all these things. You know?
And that just to show you, Esau just want to copy all the things of the Lord. Esau just want to copy these things because he made these things imaging these chariots. You understand? You feel Esau get the idea of a plane just like that? It had to be from somewhere, you know, he already, you know,
but
get that knowledge from there, you understand?
But there's a difference now between Esau aircraft and the chariot, which is what? The wings. The chariot don't have wings. Chariot don't need wings, you know, to cut through the wind and help it fly and all these things. The chariot don't need that, you know.
And it's not fueled. It's not fueled by
gas. It's not fueled by jet fuel. You know, where is jet fuel? Kerosene and kerosene mixed with something else I forget. But I know the main component for jet fuel is kerosene. Right? Where's kerosene? We know it. And they get towards as petrol. You understand?
And they just show you that fucking Esau just bleeding the fucking earth, boy. Just bleeding the earth because if you really check it, these oils and these things is really the blood of the earth. And you just keep drilling. Hey, you all see now what I see it?
Wait.
And that TV Jagrati thing over there. Watch where they had an idol. Like God. Fuck you all, man. You understand? But yeah, that is just to show you that how vile Esau is. Esau just bleeding the earth and everything. Psalms 109:6. It says, "Sit down in the kingdom for him, let Satan stand at his right hand." Go back into where you're saying that Esau getting all these technology and stuff is which is on the left side. Because he decided to do it with Esau in the right hand, which is the left hand side. That's why he's to hear all copies and things that he have right in his ass.
Yeah.
But I want to answer that something. Is it possible that like chariots can turn into planes and all these different things?
Chariots is shapeshift. It is shapeshift. You know, chariot it is come in many different forms. It could shift the shape into many different forms. You know, I thought instances where I see people then a plane, then a passenger plane and a chariot alongside them, and the chariot shaped like a cigar, like a Cuban cigar. You understand? But it is shape shift. You know? Yeah, it could get small, it could get big. It could one chariot could multiply into six chariot. You understand how I show you that?
And then to allow something to come to me, if that is the power of God, what it can do. You understand? What it can do. You understand? Everything it can do. So yes,
yeah, there's the I go into Ezekiel 1. That's not Ezekiel 1 and 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So that's a circle or something.
Done.
So then we know, hey, those are the chariots of the Most High. Those are the vehicles of the Most High. So they watching circle, they show like somebody standing on a chariot with different flashing lights. Like with a rainbow color, you know. And then what it will have is like a wheel inside the chariot itself. You can have vortex in here, kind of song like that.
Or hum song.
Yeah, understand? So that it is a wheel within a wheel. Hey, and you when we leave, I don't know if all are here, well, I don't know the brothers from the Caribbean might be here, but it had an incident that take place right down on the islands in Trinidad, right? Some fishermen that was in the Gulf of Paria here. I don't know if you all know where this island is at. I forget the name of the island, but they were there packing up now, 4 o'clock in the morning. They turn on the engines because they was heading out on the north coast to fish trawlermen now. And when they turn on the engine, they see a chariot like it was just hovering over the water. And when they turn on the engine, they just say, and it just the song ended up cutting off, and these chariots went up in the air and went over the mountain, which is on the north coast. And a guy who was already on the north coast, when they came over, he saw them. He said, and he took a picture of it. Well, I will tell you what went on with the picture. When he took the picture of it, he said that the 2 chariots that came over the mountain, they went up to a big one. And he said the big one just leg out something like clouds and disappear. And he took pictures of it. He said now when he took pictures of it, Google ended up messaging him on his phone and letting him know that the pictures that he have on his phone, that he need to get rid of them. And that they will lock him out his Google account if he don't delete them. And Google actually deleted the photos for themselves. So hey, they know what it is going on. They know what it is going on. They know exactly what it is going on. But hey, that was just so spiritual, and some of them were jakes and some were heathens. Some were heathens. Just like some mornings before that, what ended up having them talking about it. They told us when they came up, and we was telling them about the experience of the one we saw. We saw one with a light, and like it just shining. The light is like it behind a cloud. You see a piece of the bright light, and you just see the glare of it. And we watching it, and it just moving. And when it disappear, you see like a cloud actually move and disappear after the light cut off. Our experience, but our camp, we normally go up by Shaganos. They go through called the Chariots, but we saw over like 10-something Chariots at night. Yeah. So we just go up there. But at that time, I myself was holding a little vibes with fear the Akim camping and stuff. We was coming back into a lot of traffic, so we just stopped off by a while. You know, we was doing our video, we stopped off and we stopped. And as we finished the video, we looked up. And when we looked up, you see, like, how to explain it? A light came cross in the middle, stop in the air, leave like 2 red thrusters. Yeah. Right? It stopped, dead stop in the middle there and shine a bright light and just disappeared. Oh. And everyone there, chariot, because that was how we have just fighting to
They
see
get excited.
chariot.
They get excited.
You know, but that was one of the most amazing, and then you see some, like a big ball of blue fire just
Shoot across. Because some of these chariots, because as always fishermen, all they go see it. All they go see that because they just be all in the sea, they just gonna see in the sea within the ocean itself under the water, you know.
And there's a scripture that says that fishermen, men on the seas, they see the work of the Lord a lot. And brother, I being honest with you, I saw a chariot broad daylight. Broad daylight, brother. I saw a chariot. Not the one we had on 7C, but I saw a chariot broad daylight. You wouldn't believe this light shining and like this daylight not affecting this light. And he just moving slow and taking his time and moving and disappear.
Can't.
Psalm 104 verse 3. He said, who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wing of the winds?
And that beam in the waters is what? The chariots again. The chariots again.
Can't be nothing else but that.
Yeah, it's the chariots and the clouds. So it's many times, you know, have a cloud over you and you think, hey, that is a normal cloud, but a chariot hanging inside of it.
I'm going to continue with this back in Ezekiel. With 17, Ezekiel 1 and 17. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
Which
is the lights. The lights now, boy.
Yeah, around the chariot. So that's to show you that was a real big chariot.
And when the living creatures, when the wheels went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Exactly.
Right? Like the angels being lifted up into the chariots now.
And the chariot disappearing, because which means the chariot moving lift up too. Which means the chariot going as well.
Can't, because remember in the beginning of the scripture they gave the description of the angels. Right? And now that's how they gave the description of the chariot. And what they do it with Ezekiel, you know, showing you out that the angels being lifted up, beginning the description of the angels being lifted up into the chariots. Right? Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
Right? Yeah, so the spirit of the living creature was in the wheel.
Not jet fuel. Right? When they went, and when those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of a terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. Now that going into what? We down here, we in the earth here, we in the world here. When I watch a fighter jet, you understand? What was that? The pilot just be pulling over the head. They call that what, a canopy. You understand? So that crystal that he was seeing over the heads of the angels and the chariot is the canopy. It looked like a crystal. You understand? Because the canopy in a fighter jet, it clear and it does look like a crystal. You understand? So that we was seeing the canopy. Right? Verse 23. And under the firmament were the wings straight, one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on the sides, and every one had two, which covered on that side their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, voice of speech, as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings. Right? And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads when they stood and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, and as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above it.
Yahweh.
10.
Yahweh.
And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upwards. Right?
And you hear even from his loin. So that cutting the man again today, who asks the question about if the Lord is a man or a woman. He said his loins. You understand? Which was who? Yahweh, who he saw. You understand?
Almost done. Right? And as the appearance of the boat that is in the cloud.
As the appearance, that's the boat that is in the cloud. Now here they say,
In the day of rain.
In the day of rain, so which is the rainbow,
So was the appearance of the brightness round about.
Exactly. Because there's a point in time, or some points in time, they see a rainbow around the sun. That's not just a rainbow, that's the chariots, The chariots of the Most High. So, hey, we know all those are signs to us that, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahshai is getting ready to visit the world in which he made. That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Let's go on to the answers.
And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard the voice of one that speak. You know? Yeah. Come on, Zechariah to read, Correct is right. Alright, so going back to Zechariah chapter 5, I will start at verse 3 now. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on the side according to it.
As you say, there's a why child is known as the curse because of the Most High. You understand? Because it is power of fuel in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai itself. The scripture say, Isaiah 63 and 4, their anger is in my heart. The scripture says you shouldn't steal a man, that is basically kidnapping. And the nation that you so kidnapped, children of Israel.
Northern Southern
Africa, children of Judah, they had the children of Israel in captivity. And Joel 3.
Refuse to let them go. Exodus 21 verse 16. He said, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Exactly, because what? When Yahweh shall come back, the Israelites are going to be found in the hands of Esau.
And not only Esau, the whole world, because Esau make market to we. Esau and the Ishmaelites, they make market to we to the East Indians, to the Japanese.
All.
You understand? He sell us off to all these other nations. So it's not only Esau, Edom. That is why the Father is going to, that is why the Yahweh is going to judge all these nations.
The Africans, Tyrians,
Canaanites. All of them had part in it.
Can. And who will be found in the hand when the Mashiach come back? Israel.
He's still in the hand, He's still have social security number,
ID card,
all these things. Like former ownership, because we emancipate means to transfer ownership. So instead of we belong to one white man, we belong to the state. So we in our enemy's hand. That's why the scripture in Psalm David say, who gonna deliver us out of the hand that is too strong for thee? Yahweh Shem Yahshai come and deliver we out of the hands that is strong. Which is these Edomites. Esau, the whole of the hands of the wicked.
The next one, this is Revelation 11 and 10, and it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and be merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Can.
Not going back into the times when it was in slavery. As the brothers breaking up, we got sold. They used to take pictures and
how could I say that? Take pictures and postcard and he saw like brother Uriah watching brother Uriah Chicago now, boy. Right? They're talking about all the poet to that. They say how Janet is at East, right? All the poet to that, right? And taking picture, posing up. You know what I mean?
taking selfies.
Yeah, taking taking fucking
Most I get show them the same picture on the
yeah, pose up, what not so forth and sending it, sending to the family members and whatnot, so forth, so forth. And the thing about it is, you can't, all these atrocities that was done, not one was held accountable for these atrocities. And the thing about it is, you have fucking evidence. You have evidence, because why? They take out pictures. Right? But here it is. You will look to run down a man from the SS, from the Waffen SS in Germany, for crimes against, for war crimes against the Jewish people, who may be now in the freaking 90s and whatnot, on a wheelchair with an oxygen tank strapped up to them. You understand? Looking to say you're going to bring them for the crimes. Come on, man. Come on.
What about you for your crimes?
Yeah, what about you for your fucking crimes?
Well, they're saying forgive and then hit us with Christianity, to pack we down, because we believe in a higher power. You understand? So you use our own sword against us, which is the Holy Scriptures.
Gone.
But now the Most High, like a true teacher, right, teaching us how to wield our sword.
How to use we sword in the correct way.
And that's why they can't handle it. You're racist. You're racist. That's racist.
Damn right we racist.
That's right. That's not a spirit of God. That's you all got a devil in you. Fuck you.
They don't tell us the big man who black, right? As the scripture said, coming on the clouds, Revelation 1 and 7.
God, I'm gonna get that one time.
Say, tell him he racist.
Yeah, tell him he racist.
Yeah. Wait, you have something there, correct? Go ahead now.
Right, there's Nahum 3 verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms and of the well-flavored harlot.
Yeah, the well-favored harlot. Who's that well-favored harlot? Fucking America, boy.
The mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through the whoredom.
Yeah. You well sell we. You make good money off of we, yeah? Watch you, the richest nation, biggest. Well, you're not the richest nation because you're in debt. What? What's going on with you?
And that's how America was built. I would have get rich by
Yeah.
the
Can't.
Habakkuk 2:12.
Can.
Right? See, family is through witchcraft.
Salakia, you know that same Nahum where you reading there? When you read Nahum 3 and 1, he said, woe to the bloody city.
And that bloody city is America. Because how America was established? By
blood of
iniquity,
royal blood,
and by shedding blood.
Come on, Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, they put to that by the force of the sword, by
God, they have a precept later.
And not guilty blood,
innocent blood, boy.
Guess what? When the nation of Israel went into that Canaan, the iniquity of the Amorites was fulfilled. They was guilty. You understand? Because these Canaanites, all these people, when you read the scriptures, the Most High tell us not to follow after their ordinances. They used to sacrifice their children. They used to think so it was guilty blood. They used to shed innocent blood themselves. So the scriptures say the land shall not be cleansed by the blood of the ones that cleanse it.
Numbers 35-33.
And one of the reasons why the Most High call us, hey, we go to war with the children of Israel, but what to take down wicked nations, kingdoms.
Yeah.
Why the Most High call us his battle axe and his weapons of war.
He didn't just send me to just go and war this nation, just to war that nation for war's sake.
Because they were doing evil.
That was wicked. That's why he run the Canaanites, that we used it to run the Canaanites of the judgment land. Because that was too wicked.
And watch how he turned it wrong. He sent Esau to to do the same to fucking us when we fucked up. You understand?
Can't.
When we fucked up, he sent Esau to what? To fuck us up same way.
Right, and that is why when you watch movies like Thor, you notice Thor had his hammer, right? Which what the scripture said, watch out the hammer, the whole earth is broken.
It's broken, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And inside Thor Ragnarok, his sister, which is that which Yahushai, also represents the angels of that came and do what? Break the hammer. And then what is the thing with Thor though? Right? He got a new weapon, a battle axe. So it's the same thing. Hey, Esau Edom is the hammer of the Lord. But we is the battle axe. He don't need the hammer anymore.
Breaking the hammer right now.
Yeah, because they're going all over the world, rape, steal, conquer, murder.
When you go into Wisdom of Solomon, they tell you all he atrocities.
Yeah, all the wickedness, you know, when you done thing, you rob the people of the natural resources and get them and get them your philosophies, because you saw this way, especially with Jake. You mustn't think. You know, you don't have the capacity to think and think constructive thing or think the right thing or whatever it may be now, boy. Let we think for you. We are the thing for you.
Yeah.
Because
you know that kind of way?
Yeah. Because Salakia, Cora, go ahead. Go ahead, Cora.
Now, if I say, I always say, right, he's so suicide himself. Because if you know, you come in to touch the apple of the Most High eyes, boy. Right, the Most High will avenge people, boy. When you do these things, you bring up yourself to death, right?
Yeah. And what I was about to say is, Esau, that is just a proof how vile Esau is. Esau just, that is the spirit the Lord have upon Esau.
Isaiah 47, starting from the top. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, come down and sit in a low estate. Come down to the ground. You understand? And that scripture, the for unrighteous dealer in the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That scripture was twofold. Because why? For unrighteous dealing, the kingdom was transferred to what? To Esau Edom. And we what came down to the bottom. But now it's going to reverse itself again.
That is why we were born twins from that.
Can.
Somebody saying basically like blessings and curses, but the difference is our blessing is a spiritual one, and your blessing is a carnal.
Can.
Yeah. Sit on the ground. There is no room. There's no throne, Salakia. There's no throne.
Yeah, there's no power for you anymore, Esau. Your days are true.
O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, O daughter, when you go back to the Chaldeans or the Chaldeans, it's Esau Edom.
Right? Well, they were really Africans.
Yeah.
You understand? But they take over the traits now, boy. And these Africans now, boy. You understand? The Chaldeans was a wicked. Yeah, there was Cushites, the Ethiopians, and there was wicked no fuck too. Right? Yeah, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right? Yeah. Take the millstone and grind meal.
Yeah, here where it said thou shalt not be called no more tender and delicate, with meaning that, hey, America have their tendency that they has never been touched.
Yeah, but because they've never been touched.
But now the Lord saying you will no more be called tender and delicate.
No nation ever. Only and yet still that is stolen. Well, the whole America is stolen land, but the state of Hawaii, which is because it's not only mainland America, you know, it's only Hawaii ever really get a thing back in 1940, right? Which was the entrance for them to go into World War II, which was staged, you know. Roosevelt had already knew that they was coming to bomb Pearl Harbor and whatnot, because they needed that so they could be able to go into World War II. They couldn't just go in because they know the people, they know the masses wouldn't agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they just get themselves a reason.
Yeah, you know, to get the people all fired up and answer the call, you know. That is what go on there. Right? They've never been touched. No nation they never been invaded and been conquered, and you know, that is why, and they know that is what coming to them. That is why they make up like White House movie, like White House down, and Olympus has fallen, and all these things, because they know that is what coming to them.
Yeah, this is Baruch 4. I'll start at 32. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve.
Yeah, miserable are the cities which we serve, because what misery is going to come onto them. Total misery. Go ahead now.
Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of a great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
And how that happening? By thermal, nuclear, fire.
For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
Yeah, because America is going to be turned into a desert after desert. Go watch I watch that movie to myself. The first Planet of the Apes. Yeah, are they taking that movie proper? You know what I mean? You see the Statue of Liberty on that fucking, on that dust, on that dirt. Yeah, they call it the forbidden zone. You feel these fucking, you feel Rothschild and Rockefeller and DuPont and all of them. They don't know. Bush and them is welfare case.
Bush is one of the major families.
Yeah, but them is still welfare case come to the fucking when it comes to the Rothschild and them. Them is welfare case.
Actually, they say all the presidents from the first president to Barack Obama, all of his family.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, all of them is actually fucking family.
There is Lamentation 4 verse 21. He said, rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
The cup also, and when and we had really earlier on when he was doing the works in Curab Day concerning Isaiah 55 and 11 with the word of Yahweh Shai will not
return unto him void. Isaiah 55.
So read over again the corrupt, please, Baba Kusha.
Lamentation 4 verse 21. He said, rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
It will come unto you, and it will not turn null and fucking void. It's going to come unto you. It's going the same, and the thing about it is going to become double.
Raise that cup, you think it's red,
Yes.
red wine.
Slavery. Can.
Scripture say we'll bring out the dregs.
Can.
For real, down to the dregs, they got to drink it. Swallow that.
Remember in Deuteronomy, the law say, these curses shall come upon the enemies.
Can.
You're going to come upon them, you know, and that cup represents what? Slavery, hardcore bonding, destruction. These were coming to them.
Yeah, the same way how you destroy me is the same way you going to be destroyed.
He said, thou shalt be drunk and shalt make thyself naked. You know, you see the wickedness. Right?
Don't go down here.
All the things he done. Right?
Where we going to preach? Where we going to
By
preach?
the market.
By the market we going?
Yeah, that's the reason why they tell it to take.
That road will have too much traffic right now.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right, that?
Yeah,
He's
good.
in Psalms. Right, so you gotta pay for all.
And that's the thing about it, it's not that he don't want to pay, no. Not the thing he want to pay, no. Somebody get for me, let me show you the reason why. Guess somebody get for me Ezekiel 25. I want to fuck, let me read it for myself. Ezekiel, let me show you the reason why Esau don't want, he don't want to pay, but at the same some of them too, they don't mind paying for the wickedness, but let me show you the reason why. It's Ezekiel 25. Ezekiel 25, and I will start at 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord. So Esau Edom, he really, he don't like the fact that that is the nation of Israel the same nation that he fuck over is themselves going to fuck you back over and twice times more. He can't stand that for God by this, gosh, by these. You mean to tell me these niggas going to enslave me?
And as the scripture says, something in Ezekiel 7, he said, because of the vengeance of thy brother, Esau, so is by your own. I think that is exactly
the scripture. Yeah.
You understand? So hey, Esau, your time is coming.
That's why they can't stand that fuck oh gosh, boy. You mean to tell me, Sir Bob, that these niggas gonna put me in slavery and have me in chains and whip my back and stuff like that? Come on now. Yeah, God damn it.
This is what a damnation is up, man. We let matter have some mercy.
Yeah.
You know, these niggas are really cheap. I fucked them up. Fuck me up. You know what I'm saying?
And, yeah, and how that could be, Jim Bob. Fuck these niggas, man. I ain't going out like that. That is how you're going to go out.
He say inside the movie, we shall not go quietly into the night in Independence Day. Most I did put that script on you. The fiber in that same Ezekiel 35. Hey, the Most I say I heard your blasphemies against you.
Yeah.
You understand? So you will fuck you up.
True, sir.
Wicked ass motherfuckers.
That is why the curse going to live on you.
The Psalms 79 I was start at verse 1. He said, O power, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat. Unto the fowls of heaven, the flesh of thy saints, unto the beasts of the earth. He said, their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem. And that's what he saw do. He shed blood round about the four corners. The Israelites was scattered.
Yeah, because Israel
mainly in America.
Yeah, Israel is a people before a place. You know what I mean? Jerusalem is a people before a place. So everywhere we dwell, you first you come across here and deal with the northern kingdom. You know? The northern kingdom show you how to hunt, how to withstand the winter, how to bathe, all these
Still don't like to
they still don't like to fucking bathe.
In Big Bang Theory, I was watching yesterday in Big Bang Theory, they playing a game. The so-called smart one and the girlfriend who does look nerdy. They're playing some kind of game, never have I ever. You understand?
Yeah.
And if it is that like they ain't do it, that they drink some wine, right? But they say never have I ever put my foot in the ocean. So both of them never put themselves in the ocean, so they never in their life take a sea bath. You understand? So me and my wife at the point of time look at each other like, who never take a good sea bath in their life, like? Fuckers nasty.
Yeah, the nasty to the core.
He said their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. He said we have become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that round about us. He said, how long, Jehovah, will thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon thy heathen that have not known thee.
I thought God love everybody.
Yeah.
And upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name, for they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place.
I thought God love everybody.
Come.
So is that precept, so the Most High done away with that then? That precept null and void then?
Yeah.
Alright? Hey, the Most High done for that. The Most High sent his only begotten son Yahushua HaMashiach to deliver the children of Israel to die for them, and he's gonna send them again chariots to destroy Esau.
When the Lord touched us and Esau all blood, he said, raise it.
Raise it.
We gonna rejoice. We gonna be glad.
Exceedingly glad too, as the scripture says.
He said he didn't want to own possession, don't say we're not be forced for inheritance. Before the Most High told us, Deuteronomy wasn't to take because hey, the Most High give you that land. Right? You kick out a nation, but what you did when the Most High gave that land, you started to serve idols. Right? I forget what's the god name, but you started to serve the idols
I
that these
said
people
a park
worship.
inside by the bank there.
That is why you Edomites are known as culture vultures. Everywhere you go, you pick up everybody God except the true God.
Can't so and
And
when
the conquer, look at that every year, the conquer we, the conquer we, and yet still, you didn't take up the way of our true God.
And as the scripture said, they would press a man on his heritage.
Like how we saw this living, that was he blessed. By the sword he shall live. And by the sword he gonna die.
Every God of the true God are heaven and earth you pick up. That is why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai had to said in Isaiah 50 and verse 16, "I want to the wicked, what have you to do with not taking my covenant anymore?"
You know, seeing that thou hatest instruction. You know, you take the Bible and whitewash the whole Bible, put yourself in the Bible, and on top of that, do all kind of you say that the Bible is the law of the land, but yet still you're promoting homosexuality, bestiality, idolism. You know what I mean? You're promoting all these folly that the Bible is against, but you promoting it and putting laws supporting it, and if anybody come up against it, what you call it what? Hate speech. Yeah. Well, yeah, God really gold, oil and drugs. They the God, gold, oil and drugs, because I would have come across and deal with the northern kid because they wanted for the gold and whatnot, you know. And then what in the 17 or the 1800s they strike oil. You understand? And the CIA, with the CIA heavy into fucking drugs. Them is the biggest drug organization in the world.
But hey, they ask are right when they say God bless too, because guess what? Yahweh Hashem will bless America with nukes.
Come on.
All the wickedness that I've done. And that's why the Lord is saying he's going to send out these chariots. He's going to enter into the house of the thieves. He's going to destroy these wicked ass Edomites and these other nations and to our people too. That wicked as hell. That join hands in hands with them. Right? There's Revelation 19 verse 2. He said, "For true and righteous are his judgment, for he had judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and had avenged the blood of his servants at her hands." So the Lord gonna avenge his people. Vengeance belongeth unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And he's gonna avenge us.
Fornication as well. That's spreading no philosophy.
Spiritual fornication.
Democracy.
Yeah, democracy, a fucking democracy. Where democracy promotes homosexuality and all sorts of fuckery, democracy. That democracy goes way back to fucking to Grecian Empire. When they come in as the Greeks. That's where that democracy start from.
Guess what? Guess where they learned that from too, Nimrod?
Yeah.
Basically, Nimrod, what he used to teach, you know, Nimrod is basically, most scholars believe that he's Gilgamesh because put a timeline on everything in this. Nimrod is thing, which Nimrod goes back to seed of rebellion, right?
Oh my God, no.
Where's one of the things that Nimrod promoted, just let me be your king and you can do what you want.
Yeah,
You understand?
Yeah.
Which is not really actually democracy. That's just an illusion.
Anyhow, we gotta close it up because we're going on to do the works there, you know. So,
So we will continue.
yeah, you know, we will continue when we going up to Granny because we on a marathon here, you know. So with that, you know, hope you all satisfied. You know, keep the faith, keep holding on, keep praying, keep fasting, keep doing what you have to do, you know, to get the fuck out of here, boy. Because we really want to get out of here. Who don't want to get out of here, well, stay here and die, that is all. Stay here and fucking die, because trust me, death is surely coming. Alright, so with that, Carl Halayam. La ala hayanawa, Yahawa ba Hashem Yahushai ba Hashem HaKadosh. You know?
Yeah, can.
Yeah, it's so. Shalom. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preaching, teaching us truth on the four corners of the earth, you know. And yeah, we just holding on. Shalom, wabad babol. Shalach rayam unto this fucking world and fuck you, so.